Hello everyone, welcome to month 5. I am Misty and this is Natalie. And we are happy to be back with you for our Spring Dreams block of the month.
Month 5 is fun.
That's right, it is fun. We're mixing it up a little bit with some Fusible applique, which is so much fun. And so let's dive right in.
Yep, so we've got our little zipper pouch with our beautiful little, I just love these little decals.
I know.
I think they're cute. I love that it's tall too. It
Yes.
gives you plenty of space to store what you need to. So in this pack, because we have some applique, we've also got a little bit of Fusible, which is
Perfect.
great. We have our pattern, and it has in here our traceables, and also shows on this page, page 6, that we are going to need, well,
8.
yes. Sometimes counting is hard, even when it's right in front of you. It's upside down.
I
so
know,
in my
exactly.
defense, you're going to need 8 of these blocks. They sit in these corners. They're really lovely, very self-explanatory kind of. This is one of those things that takes me back to like my early days
Yes.
of cutting and collage making, things like that. It's super fun.
All right.
Okay, so we are going to be making identical blocks, and they've got hearts and petal shapes. And
Yeah, kind of like a little heart flower.
Yes.
So very sweet. We also brought out our coordinating thread pack because when you do Fusible applique, you'll be top stitching those down. So
Yes,
Natalie has
and
an example
so this
here.
is our block, and you'll be able to see that our threads just coordinate perfectly with the fabrics. The other thing you can do, though, if you don't have or want the thread colors, you could use cream. I often will do my top stitch applique with the color of the background that I'm using, or a monofill.
Yeah, I love Superior's invisible thread. It works beautifully, and you just use that only in the top and a regular white thread in your bobbin. So those are all options, and using the invisible thread or the white means you don't have to change your thread colors, but if you'd like to, we've gone ahead and coordinated those for you.
Right.
So,
and of course, the stitch you use is completely up to you. Use what you're comfortable with.
Yep.
And
We
I
just did a
imagine
little
that,
blanket stitch.
like your mom would probably do it by hand.
She absolutely
with
would.
Beautiful embroidery floss, and
Yes.
it would knock my socks off.
It's true.
I know
My
it.
mom does the most beautiful handwork.
Yes.
She really
and
does.
I know we all know somebody who
Yes.
has that particular skill, and I mean, they're just beautiful.
It's true. If you can do it, you might as well.
All right.
All right.
Let's dive in.
Let's do it.
Okay. So it looks like we're going to be cutting our 12.5-inch squares out of our background fabric.
Beautiful.
And then I think if you want, I will press this and get ready to cut. Do you want to just open that up, and then we can start tracing. We'll need 4 hearts, 4 petals, and one circle for every block.
Yes.
But the tricky part is you need 1 of each color. So we're just going to do,
just trace it on here first.
a few, and then we'll cut them out loosely.
Perfect. And then place them on our fabrics.
Yep.
I'm going to grab our light board.
Perfect. That works great.
And
you can also put it up against a window.
That's true.
Or, you know, all
And
kinds
honestly,
of tricks for tracing.
You can see through it even without the light board too. I just think it's
That's
easier
true.
if you've got it.
That is true.
And so we went ahead and printed these out so that we have them.
The nice thing though, because we're tracing, you don't really need, you only need 1 copy.
That's true.
Which I love.
All right, so I've got that, and now I can see easily through here.
Okay.
Find my pen. Actually, I think I'd rather do a pencil.
They don't have to be exact either, because you can always correct with your cutting.
That's right.
So I never worry too much. I feel like speed is your friend, because kind of the slower I try to go, I end up like
Me too.
making those wiggly lines.
Well, and I always like to remind myself when I'm doing projects like this that we are okay with this being a handmade, beautiful thing.
Exactly, that's what it's supposed to be.
Seeing little bits of human interest and error in there is really not a problem, and I think we can be so hard on ourselves when it's really not necessary.
True. Right.
And one more heart. I hope all of you can find a sewing buddy at home because
it's the best. It really is.
really is. All right, and so now I'll trace one of my circles.
Although we are always here to be your sewing buddies.
That's true.
So
you can stitch right along with us.
You found your people.
Okay. And then 4 of these little leaves, is that right? Yes.
Yep, and you can trace them all at once, or you can do one block at a time, whatever is most comfortable for you.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pretty elongated orange peel
It
look.
is,
I bet
yeah.
that would be pretty in a block,
Oh, absolutely.
like in corners or as like the base of something.
Mm-hmm.
I like that shape.
I do too.
Our typical orange peels are a little bit chunkier.
Yeah. All right.
You got them all traced?
I think that's it. So
All
now
right.
I can
Well,
cut
I'm
them out.
gonna move this light board so that I can cut our background square.
Yep. Oops, sorry. I was gonna turn it off. You got it.
Thank you.
All right. And then I will rough cut these out while she trims the background.
Yes. So these are 12.5-inch unfinished background squares. So first I'm gonna go ahead and cut a big 12.5-inch strip. And I'll measure that. I'm gonna clean up my front edge because it's not crooked, but it's a little bit off. And I want this to be nice and square.
Now I am not cutting these out right on that trace line. We'll wait to do that till we have fused it to our fabric. So this is just a little rough cut around the shapes to conserve fabric, but we're not looking for exact.
Yes. And I'm not going to cut out all of our 12.5-inch squares because we'll do that later. But you can use your your cutting mat, or if you have a 12.5-inch squaring ruler like I do, you can just line that up and make sure you are good all the way around. It's nice and easy. So that is what I'm going to do because that takes a lot of the mental effort out of it.
No kidding.
There we go.
Okay.
Give this one last press.
Actually,
and
don't
then
need to cut those apart. Those are all the same color.
perfect.
All right.
Let me.
And so we need,
So this is ready to go.
perfect.
Okay, and we're gonna need one of each
One
color.
of each color. So we have the pink,
Okay.
the purple.
And remember, you're going to be putting your iron-on or your Fusible on the back side.
Yep. So here's all of our heart colors.
Okay.
And so here those are. And I guess I should have pointed out on this Fusible, there is a paper side. That's what we did the tracing on. And then the bumpy side is the glue. And the bumpy side is what you're going to put towards the wrong side of your fabric.
That's right.
And then Nat can go
All right,
ahead
so
and
I will do
fuse
one of
these.
each color of our hearts.
Beautiful. And then our green will be our 4 petals. Those are all the same color.
Such a pretty little petal color.
It
too.
really is.
All right.
And then the yellow is our middle.
You don't have to put a lot of heat on for very long.
No, I like it just a nice hot dry iron, and it works really well.
Yes.
And so then now that that's fused in place, I'm going to cut this right on those drawn lines to cut out our shape. And we will just repeat that with all of these applique shapes.
I think iron-on applique is very satisfying because you can pretty much make anything you can imagine.
Exactly.
Very few boundaries.
I personally love Fusible applique for that reason. And the other thing I like about it is that it's a great way to bring your kids into quilting.
Oh, yeah.
Because they can draw whatever they want. My son Ezra, when he was a little bit younger, he used to love to draw houses and then just fuse the fabrics together with all the different layers. It was a really,
so great.
really fun time together in the sewing room.
right.
All right. There's a couple of those.
Well, I think I'm going to grab another pair of scissors.
Yeah. Here you go.
Okay.
And we can just keep cutting.
I'll do these little, I'll do our leaves.
Beautiful.
All right, we are going to go ahead and continue cutting all of these out. It's a little bit,
A little time
a little
consuming.
bit of a process.
Yeah,
So
but
we'll probably just speed through it and then.
we'll meet you back here when they're all ready to go.
Yeah. So we've got all of our pieces cut.
They're ready to go. And
I'm going to go ahead and slide over our little ironing mat because I think it is very convenient to just go ahead and build where you're ironing if you can.
I agree.
And we have these great little wool mats that you can just kind of
Pick
take
up
wherever.
and move, and they have a board in there that protects the cutting mat, so you don't have to worry
Yes.
about it warping the mat beneath.
So I'm going to go ahead and fold this and just put some little press marks, mostly in the corners. I don't know that I want to do it super tight because then it might not come undone.
That's true.
But this will help keep everything very square
It's
and
just
lined
a
up.
reference to keep everything straight. And
Yes.
I'll start peeling
Oops.
off our paper backing on
Okay.
our applique pieces. And so I like to crease that on the edge, and it kind of makes it lift away.
Yeah, so I like to use the tip of my scissors or a pin to score it. And I just put a little mark that like cuts through the paper, but not the plastic.
Okay.
Then I fold it and it just tears off in usually 2 to 3 pieces, which is great. All right, so I'm going to line that up right there in the middle.
Got your
And
petals.
then these guys line up facing away. And I think we just kind of eyeball it.
I think so too.
So we're going to put our purple and our blue. And then we have our dark purple and our pink, like that. And then our little leaves go out here. I don't know
In between there.
exactly how far out, but we'll just make them look
Just
good.
measure with your heart. You
That's
know?
right. I love that.
All right. One more. Whoop. There it is. There we go.
Perfect.
So cute.
Yep, I love it. So then again, these are all made exactly the same way. There's no piecing in this block, just iron on applique, a little bit of top stitching. And like we said before, do that however you want. Whatever stitch you like. You can do a satin stitch or a buttonhole stitch or a zigzag or a straight stitch.
There's really no wrong way, just whatever your preference is. And honestly, whatever way is easiest for you to just enjoy the process. You can also just do a little straight stitch around the edge.
Yes.
And that's okay too. So,
And then typically you could use a pressing cloth if you like, but I find that I can just kind of tap it.
yeah.
I try not to slide because I don't want to push
you want to
anything.
press and lift when you're dealing with fusible applique, because if you roll one of those pieces by mistake, it will stick to the bottom of your iron.
Yes, and I mean there's ways to clean that up, but it's kind of frustrating.
Of course.
So
Yeah.
just like to give that a good little.
That's right. And then so it's as
Keep it
simple.
all nice and neat.
It's as simple as that. You'll just finish it off with that top stitching like we mentioned. And then how many of these do we make now?
So
is it 8?
I think we had a counting error earlier
that's
in
right.
my head, but yes, there are
It's
8 total blocks. They go up here in these corners, so 2 over here and then opposite corners kind of all the way around. We are getting so close to having most of our blocks ready to go.
The center of our quilt, we just have this one last block for next month, and the middle will be done.
It's a fun one. If you haven't tried foundation paper piecing, we are going to walk you through the whole thing. It's going to be great.
It's going to be a blast.
But this is a good little palette cleanse, nice and easy so prep for a little bit of a challenge next month. But I think you're going to love it.
I think so too.
I think once I kind of experienced that foundation paper piecing, I just love it. I think it's great.
I agree, and it gives such beautiful, precise blocks. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us for month 5. This has been so fun.
That's right, and don't forget to hang out with us on Facebook the Spring Dreams Block of the Month Facebook group. We're checking out each other's projects and having a good time.
That's right.
And we'll see you next month for foundation paper piecing.
See you there.